This video is to show you how to complete your By the Great Horn Spoon chapter packets. So each day, Monday through Thursday, you'll see in your Google Slides, just like I have open here, a link to the first chapter, to one chapter. So each day you're responsible for listening to one chapter Monday through Thursday. So you'll get 4 chapters a week. Then each day you can go over to Google Classroom, which you'll be able to click on the link right here to take you there. And once you get there, you can open up the assignment, which is the slides. Now, when you get the slides, it's going to look like this, and it's a little bit hard to read, at least for my old eyes, because it's so small on the screen. So what I like to do is come over to this magnifying glass with a plus sign and click on it, change it to 100%. And that way you can scroll through and see it a lot easier. So this is our By the Great Horn Spoon. This is section 1 for chapters 1 and 2. So this is the work that you will be completing on Monday and Tuesday this week. So then you've got a novel study by, and this will just want your name right here. So I've already typed in my name. Wherever there's blue text, that's where you're supposed to highlight it and type in your own answer. So right here, you'll type your own name, a novel study by, your name. It says, look closely for blue text in this file. Replace the blue text with your own typed answers and information. So you'll go, that's all you have to do on the first slide. You can continue scrolling down, and here's the first activity for Monday is the dictionary detective. Using a dictionary, find the definitions for the words below. So I would recommend that you use dictionary.com. You can simply look at the word clamoring and then type it into dictionary.com and get a definition. Then you will highlight the blue text and then type in your own answer here for the definition. So you're going to look up all of the words on this page: clamoring, accommodations, dire, infernal, undaunted, and imposter. These are great words that are going to come up in chapters 1 and 2. Then on Monday, you'll go to the next page, which is the vocabulary study, and that's where you're going to actually use these words and their meanings. So the first part, you're going to match the words with their definitions. So you have the word list here. Each of these is a definition. So you'll just click, highlight the blue text, and then you'll type in the correct word. Each of these words is used only once to match with its definition. You'll do that for 1 through 6. Then down here, it's just a simple fill in the blank. So each sentence has a blank where one and only one of these words fits. So you'll put each word into the correct sentence. Again, each word is used only one time. Then down here, a little extra. What adjectives would you use to describe praiseworthy? So remember, praiseworthy is one of our main characters that we were introduced to in chapter 1. He's a pretty interesting fellow. So you'll want to go ahead and again, highlight the blue text, and you can type in a couple of adjectives. Now, of course, in 4th grade, we answer in complete sentences. So you would want to type, I would describe praiseworthy as, and then put in your couple of adjectives. Probably 2 or 3 would be good. And that's all you're doing for Monday, just worrying about the vocabulary definitions and filling in with the vocab words here. Then on Tuesday, you have these 2 pages to complete, which are comprehension pages. First, you're understanding the story. Multiple choice questions. You choose A, B, C, or D. Instead of circling them, since you can't really circle on the computer, you just highlight the question mark here and type whichever letter you think goes right there. Obviously, H is not the correct answer, but you'll put whatever answer you believe is correct for both of these problems. Then you'll go on to short answer. What gives praiseworthy an idea for catching the thief, and what is the plan's result? A short answer means 1 or 2 sentences. Now, since this is a 2-part question, I would say you need 2 sentences here. What gives praiseworthy an idea? That's 1 sentence. And what is the result of that idea? That's the 2nd sentence. So again, you'll just click here, highlight the words type here, and then type in your answer. Down here, we have long answer sections. So for the long answer questions, that should be closer to 3 or 4 sentences. It says, what race is the captain in, and how are Jack and Praiseworthy also racing? So how are they helping with this race that they're a part of now? Again, you'll highlight the words, whoops, just like this, and then type in your answer, 3 or 4 sentences to explain the race that they're in. And then down here, a little extra, at the beginning of the story, Praiseworthy decides to go directly to the captain, but Jack is terrified. Do you think Praiseworthy's actions are logical, or do you think Jack's fears are reasonable? So you'll come into here, again, highlight the words, and this should be probably 2 or 3 sentences stating your opinion. So you'll want to start with saying, I think Praiseworthy's actions are logical, or you can say, I think Jack's fears are reasonable because, and then go on to explain it. So do you think Praiseworthy was right in going to the captain to tell him that they were stowaways, or do you think that Jack was right in saying, no, we shouldn't do that, let's just stay hidden as stowaways the whole time? And then you've got one more page to complete on Tuesday, chapter summary. If you could give a title to this section, you don't have to use a sentence for this, just type what you think the title of this section would be. Please don't use the chapter titles that are already given. You're supposed to make up your own title that would tell what happens in chapters 1 and 2, or give some kind of hint. Number 2, what happens in these chapters? This is a summary. You are typing a 1-paragraph summary of the 2 chapters. You should have at least 5 sentences. You're telling what the key events are. So you're going to go ahead and type at least 5 sentences here telling all the important events that happen in chapters 1 and 2. What is your favorite part of this section of the book? You'll go ahead and type that here. That can be in 1 or 2 sentences. What are 3 words that you think describe these chapters and why? So it has that why part as well. So you cannot just type 3 words because that's not telling us why. So you say 3 words that describe these chapters are blank, blank, and blank because, and then you go on to describe those as well. Number 5, based on what happens in these chapters, what do you think will happen next in the story? So this is where you get to make a prediction. So you get to decide, this is where we left off. This is what I think is going to happen next. And you type your answer right on in here. Okay, and that's all that you have to do. You'll notice the last page here is just an ending saying that's the end. So for chapters 1 and 2, there are just 4 pages to complete. And you'll want to try to complete those by Wednesday, because then on Wednesday and Thursday, you'll listen to chapter 3 and chapter 4. You'll have the same 4 pages to do for chapter 3 and 4 as well. So you'll want to have all of those complete. Friday, I'm not assigning any extra work. That'll be just your time to go ahead and complete any of these chapter pages that you haven't quite finished up. So Friday's kind of your free catch-up day for language arts. So if you don't quite get to finish your summary or your comprehension pages on Thursday, you can finish that up on Friday. You want to make sure you press the submit button for both of these assignments by Friday. All right.